Right, welcome back to another video, guys. I know it's been a while, but I've been really busy. And AlgoLaser sent me this about, oh God, 2 months ago, something like that. I have actually filmed a video of unboxing this, but then I thought, you know what? You don't want to see me taking things out of boxes. You want to see the actual product. You don't want to see all that rubbish. Literally, it's a box. I will show you what comes in the box, but I have spent a little bit of time playing about with this and working my way through the settings and things like that, and attaching it to Lightburn and things. And you know what? I genuinely say this because I really believe that this is such a great tool. If you make things at craft fairs or car boot sales, you know, you want to personalize something there and then with a name. It's brilliant. As long as you've got a power source there, it could be one of those portable power sources that you can carry around and that thing, sort of thing. This is great because it's literally so compact. Everything you need is right here, and it's safe. You don't need to wear glasses because you've got this screen. Anyway, we're going to get all into this in a minute. But first of all, I want to just work around the machine and show you what you get in the packaging and how to put it together. So quite obviously, you get the instruction manual. They've done a lot of work with these instructions compared to the other instruction manuals. And I have given them feedback, and I suppose everybody else has, but this is so easy to understand. It's got very, very good pictures, color pictures, and it works you through step by step all the way. It's actually really good. So you get that. You also get a hose. Now this is really good because this fits into the back of the machine right there, just slots in like that. There is an inbuilt fan inside there that blows your fumes out the window. So if you want to sit close to a window, maybe in your house, in your workshop, whatever, then it will just blow all the fumes out because it's all contained with this screen and the lid and everything. The only way the fumes can get out of there, if you're engraving something like MDF or something like leather that really stinks, it's horrible. If you've ever engraved leather, let me know in the comments if you have. It's horrible stuff, it stinks. But this, once this is connected, and it's got like a foam gasket on there as well to create a seal. Once that's on there, the only place that the fumes can go are out of your window or wherever you want to plummet. Not plummet, but just literally it's extendable, look. It is around about 1/2 meter, something like that, possibly. Is it 1/2 meter? No, it's not. It's about 70 centimeters, so just under a meter. Don't just love that sound. You do get bits and pieces in there as well. A friend of mine actually gave me these to practice on. You get some bits and pieces, an Allen key, but I'll tell you why you need that in a minute. Looks like a metal business card, or three metal business cards. Have a little play about with that. Looks like some beach ply. What's that? Is that? Yeah, I think that is some acrylic. I think that's acrylic. Yeah, so you get some little bits and pieces to play with. Don't forget the Allen key, we'll get to that. A brush, obviously, so you can keep your laser head, because this is a diode laser. You can keep all the soot off your laser. The problem is when you're using it a lot, it does build up a lot of soot around the actual lens. So keep that clean and you'll always get a really nice cut or engrave. You also get this little tool. This is ingenious. Now I like the way they've done this, because all the other AlgoLasers that I've got, you've got like a little, I'll put a picture up here, a little metal blank thing that you put in there for the distance, the correct distance between the laser and whatever you're cutting or graving. This, you get this little hammer and you just slide it under, but I'll show you that in a minute. That's a great addition. And that goes on the back of there. So let's look at the actual machine itself. So the actual machine itself is really good. It's compact, and like I say, if you want to take it to a craft fair or whatever, you could have 3 or 4 of these running. It's just so good. So basically it's a box with everything you need combined in there. So you don't need to add anything other than maybe your tube and the material that you're going to use. So it's made of plastic. You've got a inspection perspex up the top there, so you can see inside. That comes off, that's quite nice. You've got an LCD or LED, I think it's LED. It's LED because it's colour. Screen, touch button screen, we'll get to that in a minute. You've got an actual safety shield here. If I lift it up a little bit, you actually lift this up. You can't use it unless you've lifted this up. You can override it if you want to. If you've got glasses, maybe, you can override the function where it won't work if this is lifted. The base plate, I mean, I've undone the screws because you've got one side that is all lined out with all your measurements, so you can get your whatever you're going to do in the same place each time for engraving or something. And then the back of it has got these slots, so if you want to cut material, then you put it in that way and then screw it back down if you want to, that is. Inside there you've got your diode laser. It's all set up, you don't need to do anything. There's your fan, can you see it? There's literally nothing you need to do. All you need to do is plug this thing in and start getting used to the operating system. Now it has got its own operating system, AlgoOS or something like that, I think. But you can plug this into Lightburn if you want to use it that way, if you prefer that way. But we're going to fire it up now. Oh no, we're not actually. Have a little look at the back. So at the back there, you've got your power supply that it comes with, on and off button. This is your Type-C connector if you want to connect it to Lightburn or whatever else you're going to use. You've got your rotary connector there already built in. You literally put your rotary in there, plug it in, done. It will also, when we go into the settings, you can see that you can choose rotary. This is a little, where's it gone? That's your little holder for your little hammer, and then obviously you've got your holes there for your extraction. See these holes here? Basically what this does is you've got these measurements, so you can actually put the larger stuff in right up to 100 mil. Now if you look at there, you're literally 100 mil higher, but we're not going to do that for now. We're just going to drop it back down. So let's say you want to do chopping board or something like that, then you can put it under there. Or if you want to etch something totally different, you can actually take this out, and let's say we're going to etch a chopping board. Maybe we can put this on top of our board like so and just etch it that way. It's brilliant, isn't it? So you can actually take that off. I like it. like I say, I've played a little bit with this and I've really enjoyed it so far. Right, let's get into this operating system and just show you that. Right, you know what, I forgot to mention, you do actually get a stylus with this as well, which is pretty cool, because you can actually draw on the screen and etch that onto whatever you want. Anyway, let's turn it on, plug it in and turn it on at the back, and it should fire up. Cool. Right, that's better. Okay, let's just have a little wander through and I'll show you all these functions. So obviously up there, you've got your Wi-Fi. It's telling you it's connected to the Wi-Fi. This also is telling you that it's picked up the memory card. Just there is the USB port. There's nothing plugged into it at the moment, but that would light up white as well if there was a USB. You can transfer your files over, pictures, whatever, straight into the system, which is great. So projects. You've got a load of stuff that's built into this, so you can either pick examples, SD card, or your USB. Okay, so let's pick an example, for instance. There's loads of stuff. These are all set ready to engrave and to cut out. There's keychains and bits, there's all sorts of stuff. This one here, I actually did on a piece of card. It engraved the card, then it cut it out, which was really cool. Yeah, there's loads of them in there. So that's something you can play with. SD card. Now, this is stuff that is already loaded onto the SD card. So you've got some AlgoLaser stuff. That there is on the back of. Right, so if I select that, so that is how it came out. It may have been a little bit hot, but you can see the detail is really, really good. Really good, look at that. So that was that one. We'll get on to that in a minute. So there is a couple more down here. There's a dog and there's bits and pieces. So let's go back. AlgoType. So let's say you have something like this, or you want to personalize something, you're in a craft fair, whatever. You can actually just type in what you want, press select, and then you can go into size here. Yeah. And font. I think there's a couple of different, for this handwriting. We'll go handwriting. If you can. There you go, handwriting. So yeah, you can do all sorts with that. AlgoSketch, this is really good because you can actually sketch on there and that will literally etch onto, where is it? Whatever you want. You have to spend a little bit of time. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff on here that you can change. You can actually change the oh, that's the rubber. Okay, that's the one we want. So make it thicker or whatever. But whatever you sketch on there will literally, it will copy onto whatever you're etching onto. Control. So this basically, you can move the laser. I take that off there. While you're setting your work up, you can literally move the laser about. Okay. So down this side, this is the distance it will move. So if we go to the right or to the left, up, down, or when we go up to number 1, you see it's basically self-explanatory, that bit is. And then you've got all the settings. I'm not going to bore you with all the settings, but it's your Wi-Fi, your file transfer, that sort of thing, which is connected. The machine, so the working mode. So this is your normal working mode, your XYZ plane. So that's up, down, left, right. And then you've got your roller mode, and then your ARC chuck mode. So if you want to, you've seen these, it's like the 3-jaw chucks that you can put rings on, or you can grab bottles or whatever, that sort of thing. That's that. Roller is for things like, you know, bottles. Safety feature. So tilt detection, vibration detection. So the machine will cut out if it detects any of those. So you can go on there and you can put the severity up there. Not going to mess with that. It's on 0 at the moment. Laser. So I've got the 5 watt, but there is a 10 watt, and I think there's a 3 watt. So yeah, so 3, 5, 10. So I've got the 5 watt. Let's focus lens. Motion mode. So you got high precision, balance, efficiency. And that's basically I don't know, I'm gonna have to look into that. So interrupt recovery, because I mean there's language, obviously you can check which language you want. Interrupt recovery, so if you lose power halfway through a job or something like that, then it will save it and you can go back and continue your work. System, lock screen. I've not set a code because I don't see no point. And you can set your screen to sleep mode, whatever you want. This is all very, very basic stuff. And you can format your card, that sort of thing. So that is the very basics. What we're going to do now is I'm just going to show you the focusing of the laser, because that's really good. And I'm glad they've done this, because there's nothing worse and nothing more tedious than trying to get your laser focused and then wondering, is it focused? Is it going to be sharp enough? And that sort of thing. So we'll go into that now. Right, focusing cannot get any easier than this. See this little knob on the top here? As you turn it, your laser is going to go up or down. You're lining up your little hammer, and clockwise will raise the laser, anti-clockwise will lower it. So basically what you're trying to do is just get that just so it slides under. If we were doing maybe something like this, what we would do is raise it up, and then touch that on our material, lower this down so it's just touching, and then you're going to have the perfect distance. So you're going to get the perfect engrave and the perfect cut just by doing that. There's no Allen keys, there's no mucking around. It's just literally this little hammer. I'm calling it a hammer because it looks like one, but it's as easy as that. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to just engrave something, just so you can see. So I'm going to use a bit of this plywood that got sent with the machine. Let's go to examples, and it even tells you the time it takes as well, which is pretty cool. We can go with that. A fawn. Okay, so what we can do is we put our material underneath. I'll focus it really quickly. Right, so what we need to do is, right, I've focused it. And what I want to do now is just make sure that it's going to cut in the area that I think it's going to cut. I hope it's going to cut. So what we'll do, just drop this camera down so you can actually see. Right, so let's position this. See what I've done with this bed? I've turned it over because I think it's going to cut it out. So let's position this about there. And then there's a button on the top that you press so that it gives you a visual area. Well, I'll press it now and you'll see. Right, so it's going to be that area there. Yeah. So if you were going to put something like this down or something, I don't know, you're going to want to make sure it's central, it's in the right place, and it engraves perfectly. So that's great the way they've done that. So let's drop this down. Let's see how this turns out. Right, close safety lid to start engraving automatically. Right, the lid's shut, and then we just press start. There you go. It's doing its thing. Well, there you go. It's literally just cut that thing out. This is a 5-watt laser, guys. 5 watts. Just cut that out like one pass, like it was butter. Look at that. Really cool. Right, let's have a look at this closer. Right. It literally went through it, one pass. That's really impressive. And now we have a small reindeer Christmas decoration. Just glue that in there. I don't know what these round bits are for. I don't know. I don't know. I've got a clue. Oh, I see. So you basically stick those on there like that. Right, hang on. I've got to get some glue. Look at that, just over 4 minutes, one pass, and you've got a little reindeer decoration. Is that cool? And that was built into the machine. There's loads of them. And you know what, if you want the internet, you could find even more little projects like this you could knock out at a craft show, or just knock them out, paint them, maybe sell them. I don't know. The world is at your fingertips with this machine, I think. I'm so impressed that it just cut it out in one go. It's only 5-watt laser. Really impressed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have another play and see what else I can make with this. And then I will get back to you and tell you my final thoughts. Right, so I've just put some on a memory stick. So we're going to select the memory stick. I want to engrave it onto this little keyring here. So I found the Union Jack. We're going to engrave it. It's really simple. So it's processing at the moment. Okay, so obviously this is the size of this plate. Okay, so it has got the numbers on and stuff. So that's the size. We don't want that big, so we're going to move this slider down to about there, and then we can actually pick it up and move it. So we'll put this underneath. We will focus it, and then we'll use this tool here that will make an outline of where it's going to etch. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to hit that button now to show me where it's going to actually engrave. And that looks pretty much maybe just a touch that way. I reckon that's going to look all right there. I reckon that's it. Right, I'm going to shut the lid and press start. Right, so before I actually show you what it turned out like, I like the fact that it asks you if you want to do this again. So if you want to do it again, if you're making multiple key rings, multiple things, you can literally, once you've got it set up, once you've got your size correct and your power all right and perfect, then you can just keep pressing again by putting new material underneath there and just keep pressing again and again. You'll just get the same thing over and over again, which I do actually really like. But there's my little key ring that I've just made. I went on the internet, I downloaded this file, chucked it on a memory stick, put it in the back, done. It is really easy, but you can just feel it's not gone far. There's definitely a little lip, you can feel a little lip, so it has cut away the material. I'm not sure what wood this is, actually. A bit of walnut, maybe. It smells like walnut, but yeah, I mean, that's turned out quite nice. And it literally took me a couple of minutes. The whole job was like, what, 2 minutes, if that? Probably not even that. But yeah, that's really cool. So, off camera, I went and did this little keychain, just something that's, in fact, I'll show you something now, actually, that when I went further into it and looking at examples, I did notice there's actually 40 pages and there's 4 on each page, I think. So if I go right down here, I did notice that there's a load of these, see these ornaments? So you could print these out, print them out. You could cut these out, paint them and sell them on craft stalls, but there's loads of Christmas ornaments. Didn't realise how many there was actually on here. It's like 40 pages of stuff. I mean, look at this. This is like the coasters and things like that. They're all built in already. You could have endless fun. That's quite cool, isn't it? That's a comb. So if I go to next, it'll show you on the screen now. See how it cuts it out of one board, but it cuts the comb out and it cuts the 2 sides so the comb folds in together. That's pretty good, isn't it? I like that. Let's cancel that. Go back. You could have lots of fun with this. There's a dagger there, look. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I mean, there's a dice. I mean, I'd imagine that this dice, if I press next, you press start there, it doesn't actually start it, it takes you to this screen, but it shows you where it's going to cut. I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it? This you just obviously glue together. Let's just get out of that one. But I did notice something else as well just a second ago. Earrings, little cross earrings, pretty good, aren't they? I don't know what that is. Eye of Agamotto. Oh, it's cool, isn't it? I think that's some kind of puzzle maybe that you can make. Let's have a little look. It'll show us on the screen now. Yeah, some kind of puzzle or something. Right. And then obviously if we want to go back right to the beginning, just keep pressing the back button. But there you go. The AlgoLaser PIXI with AlgoOS. Really cool. I'm going to have lots of fun with this. Hopefully I can make a bit of money as well. We'll go to a craft store or something like that. So I'm quite impressed with that, you know. Considering I've just chucked that piece of ply in there, messed about with it, and that came out the bottom. It's perfect, isn't it? Look at that. That's cool. There's a couple of other things here. If you're into this sort of thing. A couple of keychains. Anyway, I'm really impressed with this, guys. I'm going to drop a link in the description below where you can go and get yours. They are not cheap. They're very, very reasonably priced. I mean, in fact, I think they're underpriced for what you get. If I'm honest, I would pay more than what they're charging for this, because if you want to set up a small business, this is what you need. Small engraving business, just to start making things like this, selling on craft stores, you know, personalized things for people on craft stores and car boots. It's a no-brainer, guys. Get down there and buy yourself one. You won't regret it, I promise you. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.